Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal Eclipse. My name is Jessica. In this video, I'll be asking the cards about your future spouse and basically anything we can get from the cards. So who they are, what they'll be like, their personality, traits, if you've met, when you'll meet, basically, like I said, anything we can get. You can check the description box or the comment section for timestamps if you'd like to skip directly to the stack or stacks that call out to you. I have 4 stacks for you all today to choose from. We have Amazonite, clear quartz, rose quartz, and lastly Labradorite. So choose whichever stack or stacks call out to you. Remember, multiple stacks might call out to you. Only one. Even if the stone doesn't call out to you, you can just choose the stack, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and go with like your preferred number amongst those. So we'll go ahead and get started. Starting with our first stack here, we have that Amazonite up there. So I've already laid out all the cards. We have the Fool, the Star, the Wheel of Fortune, the Daughter of Swords. Over here we have Crazy, Lace Agate, and Sunflower with play, more fun, jokes, and laughter, please. We have Ascension, and then we have Yang. With all these cards, there's actually an interesting balance of like a lot of different energy here of Earth, Fire, Water, and Air. So we do have a good balance, meaning that this person, I would say, if you're looking for like astrology or chart-wise, birth chart-wise, we see somebody who's relatively balanced. So they might have a higher air energy based off of the Star and the Daughter of Swords, as well as the Wheel of Fortune, and this Ascension card for some reason is giving me like air energy. So they might have a higher placement of an air sign, or like their moon ascending, or like a combination might be air signs. But besides that, we see a lot of fixed energy, which I feel is really good for this person, both with the Star coming out as well as the Wheel of Fortune, because we have Aquarius in both of those cards. And it's giving me somebody who's very well balanced, meaning somebody who really is like in tune with who they are. This might be somebody who's a little more on the spiritual side, even if they don't show it. I feel like this is somebody who is very in tune with a higher power, or whoever they believe in, the source energy. They just really seem to have a true sense of self. I also think this person has sort of sorted things out in life. They have a really good balance, like I said, like going on, but I feel like it's come from experiences with the Fool coming out, the Wheel of Fortune sort of being a little chaotic here, and even with Ascension meaning to rise above. All these cards to me are saying that this person has really gone through things that they've taken deeply as learning experiences. So when you're meeting them, or when you're coming in contact with them, you're really seeing how clear this person thinks, the way that they really absorb things, and almost see it in a way that's much more peaceful, I think, rather than feeling upset about things or having any sort of animosity, anger, resentment toward the past. This person actually has a very bright outlook. Almost it's happened. There's not much you can do to change what's happened, and you can't change the past. You can only sort of fix the future, make sure that the future is where you want it to be. So they have this let it go, keep that peaceful energy as they move forward. I really like this person's overall energy. I think too, with so much air coming out, we see the way that they communicate in a relationship. So somebody who really wants things to be out there, somebody who's despite, actually I see a sort of youthful person, I'm not sure why, but I see somebody who's very wise at the same time. So I'm not sure whether I'm seeing somebody who's younger or older here, because we're getting such a balance between the two, playful energy, but at the same time we get somebody who's very mature. We have that with more fun, jokes, laughter, please. Also with this air energy, we're seeing somebody mature. Even with Yang, we see somebody who's mature. I think this person has almost like they want to take care of people. They want to make sure that they're supportive. They're the person that people can rely upon. They always want to be there, like a constant in people's lives. But I think they're very sort of picky about the people that they allow in, because they definitely want to make sure that the people they're around, or the people that they allow to get close to them, are the ones that give them a good surrounding. They want that positive energy to flow back to them. They don't want somebody that will disrupt the flow or create anything that feels sort of wonky or one-sided. So they're very particular about the people that they let in. But I also feel like they have such a genuine happiness to them. There's a joy that you feel when you're in their presence, that it's almost like you know that they need to sort of reserve themselves or stay away from others and be that picky about who they associate with, because that energy, you know, might get that funk or that weirdness rubbed off on it, and that you don't want it to be disrupted. They have such a great personality. You just want them to remain that way. But the interesting thing is, like, regardless of like gender or anything, I've seen, like I said, like there's such a good balance here that this person has that, like, you know, that nurturing romantic side, but also that like serious side, the like the one that gets, you know, everything sorted out, the one that's always taking care of business. But there's also this side that I think only you'll see when you're with them. They don't really show it to anyone else that I can see. There's this playful, fun-loving, this lively person who's just bright. Like, we see the sunflower here, and whenever I see sunflowers, I think of like just immense brightness, just so much, you know, like glory, and just, you can't help but feel positive. You know, you can't help but get that energy level up because of that like beautiful brightness that's there in that sunflower. And that's this person. There's that gorgeous energy about them, and that hope and that joy. And we see that in the Fool, we see that in the Star, we see that in that movement forward, still, you know, thriving despite, you know, difficulties or setbacks or anything. This person choosing to move forward. I also want to say, with the way that these cards are laid out, the way that we're seeing very strong energies, like we have 3 major arcana in a row, despite being different decks. We have the Fool, the Star, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. They're all very strong. And then we have Yang over here, which is 1. We have the Fool, which starts off the tarot deck. So even though it's not 1, you know, it's still the beginning. It's the first step. So I feel like this is new energy for both of you. You know, you're both feeling this energy for the first time. So a connection that is not like the past, a connection that neither one of you have anything to compare with. It's that like new, it's that fresh, and it's that like, you know, otherworldly almost, that there's so much more to this. And I think with both of these cards, Ascension as well as Yang, sort of reaching out, you know, there's hands in those, there's like reaching out towards something. It's like, it's telling you this is the right thing, this is the right person. Now what's interesting though is I don't really see them having a lot of people around them. I think they sort of stick to themselves, or, you know, to their family, to very, very, very close friends. You know, I don't really see them hanging around in large groups of people. I think they're more on the quiet, or at least reserved side. They don't seem to talk a lot. They just sort of evaluate things, and I think that's where the sort of like reserved energy comes in, not really like talking to a lot of people, because I feel like their energy can be like almost like they're too in tune with the energy of other people. They're very in tune with others, so when something's off with somebody else, they can feel it, so they choose to sort of like almost like block it off so that they don't have that on them. So that's where I lean more towards somebody who's quiet. When you meet them or when you're around them, like initially, I would say that that's something that stands out to you, just sort of how quiet they are, and sort of comes off as more mysterious. But as you get to know them, you realize why they're doing that, and you get to know more about them. They're a very smart person, a very put together person, somebody who's got that clarity. They know where they're going. They have all those plans. I think it's sort of surprising just how, you know, well this person speaks and communicates to you once you get to know them, because it's so different than where you were to start, because they are such, you know, a quiet or reserved person. But that's basically what I'm seeing here. Like I said, there's, you know, multiple signs that this person could be when it comes to, you know, zodiac astrology, just because of the placements of these. But I do feel like this person has a very bright personality, but it's more saved for, you know, like I said, you, those people that they're closest to. But a very, very smart person, very wise person. That's what I'm seeing with this first stack here, and that Amazonite up there. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Starting with our second stack, we have that clear quartz moon up there. I already laid out all the cards. We have the 8 of Wands, Queen of Cups, the 8 of Cups, the 9 of Wands. We have turquoise and forget-me-not with balance, cracking open, deep healing, balancing karma, higher perspective, and lastly, thinker. So when I was laying out these cards, when it comes to this future spouse and, you know, who they are, anything about them, personality type, I thought it was really interesting, because the first thing that stood out to me when I really like took a look at them was that there's two eights and then a 44 over here, and I thought how interesting that we have 8 8 and then a broken you know, 8, basically like 4 and 4. And thinker and higher perspective came out together with the Queen of Cups, and I feel like those three cards sort of tie into each other with seeing things from a different angle, seeing things from a different light. And I think with your arrival into this person's life, I think they were always this like this complete, you know, this 8 8, and then you come in, and that's where we split to 44, where they sort of like divide themselves for you so that you get half of them. And it's weird because I think with balance over here and sort of like cracking open it and leaving things behind, letting go, you know, releasing energy that's present within these cards, it's almost like it's them showing you how much they care, or saying, I'm letting you in. And to them, it's a big thing because I feel like their personality type is one that really has a hard time opening up to other people. Like they really have difficulty when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to, you know, spouses, significant others. I feel like this overall, they just have a really hard time trusting people or allowing people into their life. And I think with you, there's a different energy that's coming out because they almost feel like it's safe to be that person around you. It's safe to be who they truly are, and then they open up. And their energy is really strongly within the Eight of Wands and the Queen of Cups. We see somebody who's very like intense, somebody who wants to solve their own problems, somebody who wants to be, you know, strong and capable, confident. They want the world to see them that way. But then we have Queen of Cups, which is somebody who is almost perceived as being weak, but in reality it's not weak. It's just in tune with themselves and also like willing to give people a chance. The interesting thing about the Queen of Cups though is, although she's loving and embracing of people, she's also one who is still on guard. So she knows who to let in, she knows who to sort of like keep at a distance. She's not one to just like say, hey everybody, you know, I'm gonna love you and I'm allowing you in. She's really like careful with people and very in touch with the energies that people put off. But this person, I do feel like they're stepping out into a newness when it comes to you, something that they're unfamiliar with. So I'm not sure if this is like just in general, like when it comes to relationships, the territory that they'll be in with you, you know, that committed, that future spouse, or that, you know, that marriage, whatever it is. I feel like that's a level that they've never really had before, but also the bond that you two share doesn't seem to be something that they've had before. So it's something new, you know, it's something that they're learning about as they progress through the relationship with you. This person though seems really like they're the ones to try, you know, they don't give up easily. They're very committed, you know, and they have such great endurance when it comes to everything. And I love that we're ending up with the Nine of Wands, where even in that situation where it seems like it's sort of chaos, and you look at the card itself and you're like, how is somebody supposed to walk up those stairs? Somebody who really has that motivation and that desire will walk up those stairs. So when they come to you, it's somebody who is greatly deserving of being in that relationship with you because they're willing to put in the effort. They're willing to be the person you need them to be. And at the same time, it's like they're becoming the right person, the person that they were meant to be by putting in that effort for you. With these cards, like the way that they're sort of laid out, it's interesting to me that we went from Eight of Wands to the Queen of Cups, but then we went to the Eight of Cups, and it's almost like a backup, you know, like almost like stepping down. But it feels to me like in the past they might have tried, you know, to get further in life, but then they realized it wasn't the right path, and so they took a step back, reevaluated it, and then started off again with this new energy that's present within the Eight of Cups. With the Eight of Cups, I don't really feel like it was something that they left behind in like they want it back. I feel like it's something that they knew was like it was time to let go, and it was something that almost like had a very strong hold of them, so they couldn't let go of it. But then they opened their eyes and they reevaluated things, and they got to this point of clarity where they can see things more focused on themselves, see who they truly are, and maybe like see any issues that they might have, and then allow that to sort of fix things. They can move forward. Where that turquoise and forget-me-not card over there, the deep healing really is something I feel is like a major part of their personality or who they are, because I feel like very similar to the first stack where this person's done a lot of work on themselves, but more so with this one, it seems like they really are in touch with their emotions. This person seems like they're very, you know, they really looked inward and became this, like, I don't want to say like overly emotional, but very like emotional in a good way person, to where they can express themselves, they can communicate how they're feeling, you know, how like they feel about themselves, about a situation, and about you. So there's no like questioning what's going on here. And I think they have a unique capability that like not many people have, where they're able to sort of, well, with these two cards, honestly, with higher perspective as well as the thinker, these two cards give me this like energy of somebody who is able to sort of separate themselves from the situation and look at it from a different angle. So, you know, whatever happens in between the two of you, they're able to sort of step out, see where there are like issues, reevaluate them so that they're coming through from like a genuine place, but also one that knows things. Like they're not getting angry, they're not misunderstanding things, they're not allowing like a negative energy to take them over and control that situation or manipulate them. It's all about, you know, keeping that good balance going, you know, between the two of you, between you life, everything. They just really have this newfound viewpoint. I really do like this person's personality though, and when it comes to you, they really seem to genuinely love you, put a lot of effort into loving you. And it could be that in the past maybe they realized like one of their shortcomings was just their inability to really be romantic or loving or expressive in their loving. Maybe they're just, you know, not good with words. When it comes to anything else, because I did say this in the previous stack, there's a strong wand and water, or wand and cup energy, which would be fire and cups. Very strong water and fire energy coming through here. I would say if that's like, you know, related to their signs, I'm not feeling major like they're definitely all water, they're definitely all fire. I feel like there's a pretty good balance. It could be that their sun sign is fire and their moon is water, and that's why we're seeing that balance coming through, because the two signs would be in like the right position. But mainly I would say look toward those, because I don't see a lot of like earth or air energy. Thinker and the higher perspective might have that air, but I'm not seeing an overabundance of earth or air. This might also be just that they feel more like a water sign or more like an air sign, but they seem to have a nice balance between the two, which creates that calmer personality. I know people say like earth and water and are bonded and fire and air are bonded, but sometimes I see fire and water as a good combination, because they sort of almost like counter the other, you know, and create this really nice balance. But that's what I'm seeing here with this second stack and that clear quartz moon up there. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye. Starting with our third stack here, we have that rose quartz heart up there, pink quartz, whichever you feel more connected to when you see it. I've already laid out all the cards. We have Temperance, Four of Cups, Five of Wands, Two of Wands. We have Shadow, Soulmate, and Pearl, and Larimore, with Let Go, Surrender, Release, Patterns and Triggers, and Pleiades. So actually, for some reason, that's weird. In all the other stacks, I put it this way. And then for this one, I put it the wrong way. So I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it, but we're changing it. So, actually that does. That's interesting, because we have Temperance over here, which is 1-4, and then we have Soulmates over here, which is 4-1. So, we're seeing some things coming through that are sort of like almost showing the connection, like the true connection, almost like you're the moon and they're the sun, or you're the sun and they're the moon, and you two create that relationship together where you're very sort of like dependent upon each other, or at least, you know, like the earth needs the moon and the sun, you know, to really work well. So when it comes to this person, when it comes to your future spouse and who this person is, anything about them, with the other stacks, I did see a strong presence of zodiac signs or astrology. With this one, I'm not really seeing it. We do have a lot of fire energy across these cards, but for some reason they're not screaming out to me that this is fire. I'm also not feeling any strong water or earth when it comes to these, or any air, you know, while we're at it. I do think that since we're seeing a lot of rainbows going across her, it seems to me like there's an equal amount or a good disbursement of signs within their birth chart. And that could also mean that this person is very compatible with you when it comes to your signs, or it just seems like somebody who really doesn't seem like they match their own sign, because they're just so, well balanced. Like they don't lean in fire, air, water, earth direction completely. When it comes to their appearance, though, interestingly enough, I didn't see any appearance in the other two stacks, but I feel like this person has a brightness to them. When they walk into a room, I feel like there's a brightness. I'm not sure if it's their hair color, because like even in these two cards, like we see her hair color is bright, but we see that there's a brightness like behind him. And it's giving me like there's this, it could actually be a physical brightness, or it can just be that that's the aura or the light that they emit when they enter a room. I also think there's like, it's almost like a rainbow, like a breath of fresh air when you're around this person. Their energy has this almost like magnetic effect to it, and you're almost drawn to it, like you can't look away. And it's interesting because in these two cards, in the Four of Cups as well as the Pearl and Larimar, we actually see what's sort of like the end of a rainbow. We see where its source is, and for some reason I'm thinking like this person is the source of a rainbow, and that's their personality. They have that brightness and that joy and that, like, just beautiful personality. I do think you notice this person, because I think this person almost commands the crowd. I think they are I wouldn't say attention like seeking, but they do gain attention easily, and they're a good storyteller, and they're good at talking, and people really are like, constantly gravitating toward this person just because their overall energy, their overall appearance. There's something about them that people just are called toward. And I think when it comes to you, like there might be a lot of people around them, but they don't feel that connection. They don't feel that connection with a lot of people that like allows people in, and they especially don't feel the connection that they feel with you. Like you are one of a kind, and you are like the only one out there that matches them. And I think they've had people come through where they felt like, oh, this might be the one, or this person's energy is, like nice. I like the way that we sort of like bond or match each other. But when it comes down to it, there's something that still leaves them almost empty, alone, or feeling like there's still something that's missing. There's still someone that's missing. And it's constantly there. They're looking for that soulmate. And I think this person heavily believes in soulmates. Like they really think the one is out there, and it's something very important to them. They are looking for the person who has that, key to their heart. And we see that. This is my favorite card within that deck, within this oracle deck, because we see them like bonded for life, two that are so deeply connected, and it seems like they're inseparable. They just really care about each other so deeply, so much. And one holds the key to the other one's heart, and you can see it clearly. And that to me also stands out, because it's saying everyone sees this connection clearly. This person sees the connection, and there's nothing to really fight over. I think they've been trying for a while to sort of find this person, but they found it with you. Shadow coming through is to me, honestly, I'll say an odd card, because we see Shadow as well as the Five of Wands. All the rest of the cards are very bright, very positive, very like there's a light shining off of them, or hope, or something very beautiful. With Shadow here, I think the Five of Wands combined with it, it shows sort of like where they came from, who they are, and what they want to be. Sort of like they want to leave the past in the past. They want to let go of things. They want to reach this new stage. But I feel like when you meet them, or at least like whatever stage they're in at the moment, this might actually be when you meet them, which I know some people are like, I want somebody who's perfect right off the bat. But sometimes, the perfect one is in the making, and they are sent to you, because the only way to become, the perfect one is through you. And it's definitely going to be worth it with this person. I feel like in this scenario, what we're seeing is somebody who still might have some things that they have to work on. It might be things that like they still have trust issues because of somebody from the past. They might still have to work on opening up, and being very, very, romantic or loving or expressive. I think this person has whatever, this shadow is, whatever that Five of Wands is, whatever's causing that combativeness in their, in their own head, because Five of Wands is battling out with yourself. So it's things that they have to get over, that they have to move forward beyond. And I think through you, they also learn how to trust, learn how to open up, and know that people, like, all kinds of people will enter your life. You can't really stop them. You can only learn from them, and then move forward. You can't let them keep you in that shadow. So it's like there's more to this. There's something that they're waiting for, and through you, they're moving into that sort of, like that rainbow. They're presented a great opportunity with you. We also have surrender, release, patterns, and triggers, and that could be for both of you. But I'm feeling a lot of, like, with shadow, with, even with this card, and I wasn't really thinking about the meaning of this card until right now. It's like, it really does say a lot about both of you, that both of you have those things in the past, and through the other person, through the bonding with this other person, you're able to sort of like rebuild. But I feel like whatever this person's, like, ex previous relationship was, I think they just created an issue. It could have also been family, just a series of unfortunate events in their life that led them to just have this sort of, like, wanting but not knowing how to go after it, or even maybe like a little, like, hopelessness, something that's hard for them to see and think will happen for them or to them. But through you, they release those things. They're able to let go and embrace that brightness, embrace the soulmate, embrace the rainbow, embrace this greatness, so that they can finally be that rainbow. Because maybe you see it, maybe they don't. Maybe it takes you to reveal to them that they are that rainbow. And that's why we see temperance the way that we do, as like you two are compatible with each other, and through the two of you, you're both able to sort of like grow, prosper, and sort of reach that higher level, the level that you were meant to be at. But that is what I'm seeing here with this person. Like I said, I'm not really feeling fire. I'm just feeling like a nice harmonious placement when it comes to these energies. But like I said, it could be fire sign and sun, water sign and moon, and that's why we're seeing that. But definite soulmate here. But I thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye. Starting with our fourth deck and that Labradorite up there, I've already laid out all the cards. We have the King of Pentacles, we have Strength, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Outlaw, Fulgurite with Rosebay and Willow Herb, with Regeneration, Acceleration, Change, and Shamanic Wisdom, as well as Milk and Honey coming through. I really like this set, I'm going to be honest, because it really shows a lot about this person's personality. The other ones gave a lot of like insight into the relationship, who they are, before you, and then when they meet you, and then overall like energy. But this really shows a lot about their personality, and I love that we really get this like clearer like description. The Outlaw, I'm honestly never drawn that card that I can remember, and Milk and Honey together, like, I rarely draw Milk and Honey, but these two coming out, I love that it's like this really bright person, like this like high energy, this fun loving, this like go anywhere, do anything personality that this person has. And it's somebody who really like takes on, a lot. They just love having fun. They love living life to its fullest. They want to take every chance at free time or freedom, and then just do anything and everything, because they don't want to waste time. They're like, life is meant to live, and I think that is like entirely who they are. And they want to just fill their life with joy, happiness, just embracing everything. And I think they have such a fantastic mindset when it comes to things, when it comes to life, when it comes to just who they are. I think they're really just in a great place. And it's funny to me because it seems like the only thing that's missing is you. And with the Six of Cups, one of my favorite cards are like the right person, the right time, and embracing it, really allowing that person to come through. And like, it's like all about proper divine timing. Ten of Cups, we have that too. It's like, here it is, the like perfect moment for these two people to come into union, for that harmony, for that beautiful relationship to take place. It's like, for some reason, King of Pentacles and Strength are coming out as well worth the wait, and I'm not sure if that's a message for you or a message for them, but it's really reading to me as like all of this was something that seemed like it might not happen, or something that it seemed like it was far off, or you're waiting for it, but where is it and when is it coming? And I think with this person too, they were sort of like, you know, almost impatient, but then they got to this place where they're like, you know what, it'll come to me when it comes to me. It'll arrive at the right time. And I love that this person is coming out as the King of Pentacles, regardless of gender. We come out as King of Pentacles, we see their true personality, who they are when they're with you, like almost like who they are at home, who they are outside of work, who they are outside of like hanging out with the friends, you know. It's that calm character, the one that is like, you know what, let's just relax, let's take it easy, let's just, you know, stay at home, order some food to be delivered, let's just, you know, spend some time with each other. All about that calmness, that harmony, that just, you know, living life with you. They're the type of person who, like, they take on the world, but also they just want those few moments of just quiet, you know, peace. With this card over here with Fulgurite, we see regeneration, acceleration, and change. And acceleration is really honestly standing out to me because it feels like you've been waiting a while for this to happen, and then when it does happen, it's like almost faster than you expected. It's faster than you can register. Everything just starts moving into place seamlessly, without much movement. It's like we go from this storm over here, you know, lightning, chaos, to this beautiful sky on the opposite side with a rainbow. And it's like, it's fun and happiness and liveliness, and it's just like everything you expected and hoped for, but out of nowhere, it just migrates on in. And I think that this person just, you know, almost like they slip into your life at exactly the perfect timing, and you're completely unaware of it. Like their arrival is just, you know, welcomed, unbelievably welcomed. But it's just really amazing how it just comes through for you. And it might be something where maybe you meet this person and the relationship doesn't start off immediately, so when it does become the relationship, it's sort of surprising because you didn't expect it. Or it's sort of like you feel the same way about the other person, and you know, it's like one day, you know, you go from friends, the next day you're like, you know, this person's the one for me. There's just this really interesting sort of switch that happens, like the universe just turns on the light and it's like, there you go, you know, this is the right person, move forward with them. And for it to move into the Six of Cups, you know, my favorite card, and the Ten of Cups, I just think it's really showing this person as the right one, and the right one that I really want to say is like the one you've been waiting for, the one that really you feel like an extra special bond with. This person completes you like no other. This person is with you in a way that you've never felt before. This harmony, or this deep connection that is present here, unlike any other. And they really do come out very strong in that personality. And I think the way that they approach you almost seems like almost nonchalant in a way when they come toward you and they're like, you know, this is how I feel about you, this is what I want. It's almost so smooth that it doesn't seem like there's a big change. But I think that's just their overall personality. I also want to say, when it comes to that, they have a very approachable personality, somebody who's very calm. Like you don't feel like a high energy when it comes to, you know, just talking to this person. They're very open, very good at listening, and they give you the response you need. So if you want excitement, they give you excitement. If you need peace, they give you peace. If you need somebody who's just going to sit there and, you know, like listen to your story, that's exactly what they do. But when it comes to any other signs that I'm seeing here, um, I think they have a very close-knit family, but I don't think there's a lot of them, or at least the ones that they really like have a strong bond with. I don't think like there's many of them. I think there's only a few. When it comes to people they have around them, I really think they like, they have people, you know, there's a presence, but I feel like they almost prefer to keep it in very small groups, or if anything, sometimes they just like to go at things alone. They prefer alone time, and I'm sure they of course incorporate you in that one. When it comes to any signs, we do see this starting off here with Earth, so we would see uh Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming through here. This is giving me strong Taurus vibes. Normally the King of Pentacles has a little like a bull sign or something within it, so it's normally Taurus vibes. We do have Leo coming through with strength. It might not have anything to do with fire or earth at all. We have strong water. Even with Milk and Honey, I'm getting more water vibes there. Outlaw gives me again like earth. if we want, we can throw in some air with that fulgurite, but I'm feeling more so that there's that fire, or that earth, fire, water. Water might just be a very strong presence in this person, or this person's you know, in tune with their emotions, and that's why it's giving off that water vibe, or that water energy. When it comes to this person's appearance, I think they really actually take good care of themselves, which is odd because I didn't really get a strong appearance with any of the other cards. I got a brightness with the with one of the other sets, but I didn't get appearance. I think this person really takes good care of themselves. They keep their hair trimmed, they keep everything in, you know, proper shape. They try to dress well. I think they dress more comfortable than well. I think they're more of a comfort person than, like, you know, looking extra fancy. But I think they try to dress well. They want to look good and feel good. I think they keep everything in really perfect shape, you know. And I also think that they're a very organized person. So when you go to their home, you can see that everything's very organized. There's not a lot of chaos. Even with these two cards, you might think there's a little chaos, but if you look at it closely, a lot of organization here going on. But that's what I'm seeing with this person. I really like their personality. I like this overall energy. This fun-loving, but this like almost relaxed, like hippie meets adventurer kind of vibe. But that's what I'm seeing here, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And I hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye.